What's going on, everyone? Ains here, Season Gaming, and today we got a little bit of a different video for you. So several years ago now, we recorded, while Bert was down here, our SGOG, we recorded a video of my game room. And that video went on to be one of the most watched videos on the channel. It's been a long time. I've had many people reach out to me over the last, sad to say, few years asking me for an update, knowing all the collectibles, statues, and other things that I like to collect. And I've been putting it off because I'm always changing something in the game room. But I figured it's about that time. We needed to get it done. So it's not what I would call perfect. I'm very picky about things, which you'll probably see as we walk through this. But after nearly 7 years, I cannot believe we recorded that in November of 2019. And I think COVID just gave us this mass delusion of time over the past few years, but it is time to go through the updated game room and kind of talk through some of the cool collectibles I've collected over the years, some of the unique things I had, experiences I've had with SG. Since 2019, things have changed a lot. We've been around a long time now, over 10 years actually, coming up on 11 years. And so we will start at the top of the steps, coming down, and I will eventually walk you through everything you just saw around me, I mean. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so we're gonna start at the top of the stairs here, game room. So first thing you see, I just put this up recently actually, is a Ghost of Yotei, or Yotei, print from Cook & Becker. It's actually really unique. It's made on this classic kind of style of Japanese paper, and it's obviously the bounty poster from within the game. So what you'll see as I go through here is a bunch of these collectibles, and I don't know if you can see that, are very limited. I try to get things when they first kind of debut and, you know, kind of save them. So coming down, we have the GOAT Halo 2. This is the original Halo 2 poster that was only given out to stores. So you can tell because the Halo 2 is actually embossed and not flat like the posters you could buy in stores. So I think this was given to a GameStop, and I don't even remember nowadays how I got it, but there it is. And of course, you're gonna see Halo a lot as we go through the room. A couple Halo Infinite prints. When Halo Infinite came out, they had these really nice large scale, as you can see, artwork prints that you could get directly from Xbox. And I got all three of them here with Chief and the Warthog being dropped off by the Pelican. So some really kind of classic looking Halo artwork, which is awesome. Some things have changed since the last video, some have not. So as you first come down, as you can see, is kind of what I call my display wall. So Chief and Cortana in the middle, along with a series that is a bunch of the big franchises I love, from Halo to Witcher to Red Dead to BioShock to Last of Us, etc. So those are really cool. Displays are great. If you haven't checked out Displayed, I would highly do so. The metal artwork's really cool, and since I bought these, they've really expanded a ton. I've got this kind of strange, if you will, silk print. You can kind of see it sitting in the frame, how it doesn't sit perfectly flat. It's actually like it's a silk print of Ellie from the original Last of Us, and it's got some quotes from the game. You can't really see them in the lower corner there, but it's kind of unique, and you know, I always love that classic artwork from the original. So I haven't changed this in years. As you go down the steps, you got Halo 1, you got Halo 2 Remastered, you got Halo 3 and Halo 4. So you got the original trilogy. I always loved Halo 4 as well. Haters be damned. And we're gonna go ahead and head downstairs. So I've got the classic BioShock print here and here that I think were in the old video from the old house. I've had those a long time from within the game. Of course, I had to give a shout out to our now dead Anthem and the Storm class, which was my favorite. I have all four of those prints that we got at E3 2018, and they're all framed. I just don't have enough room to put them all up, so Storm has taken that place. We have another rare print directly from 343 at the time from Halo 4. So this is number 6 of 750 that were made for Halo 4 when that released. And I also went to Halo Worlds a few years ago. I think anyone who watches SG knows I'm big into Halo, but also competitive Halo. And so this is a print that SSG, Space Station Gaming, gave out, excuse me. And, you know, kind of cool. The old SG logo. Shout out to our good buddy Diego for all the artwork over the years, and I still have that framed and on the wall as you kind of come in. So we'll start on the first wall. This is one that I've posted pictures of course, over the years, and this is what I just call my Steelbook wall. So I have a ton of Steelbooks. I love Steelbooks. I'm a physical guy, and so obviously with many games going digital, Steelbook is yet another way to kind of have a physical piece of a game. And so this is maybe half of the Steelbooks I have. I've got stacks of them, and you'll see other Steelbooks placed around the room as we go through. But you can also see I really like these one-to-one helmets. So you have Classic Doom and then Doom Eternal on the left and right at the top. You've obviously got Shepard, and you've got Isaac from Dead Space. One of the cool things here beyond the Master Chief helmet and obviously the Elden Ring section in the middle is this is the Shadow of the Erdtree Collector's Edition here. This is probably outside of my statues, one of the most valuable things down here. So if you don't know what that is, it's obviously Miscellaneous helmet, but it was a collector's edition that was very limited and only available in Europe. So I actually had to import that, and I was lucky enough to get one. So shout out to my good brother Mo, who helped me with that. Shout out to Eric Jacks as well, excuse me, for hooking me up with this Elden Ring controller directly from Bandai Namco. He wanted a giveaway. I also have that from when I met with Bandai Namco on Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, and the collector's edition of the vinyl collection of records behind there too. So like I said, you're going to see a lot of Chief. I also keep some just random collector's edition things around. I like to. It's just a variety thing for me. So as you can see on the bottom there, you have some really kind of odd stuff like Recore. You have Watch Dogs Legion. You have We Happy Few. That's Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 8. And then, of course, you got the Chief one-to-one helmet there as well. And then this one, even though it looks like just another one-to-one helmet, this is actually the Acme Bluetooth speaker. So that is often in the garage with me. I hook it up. It actually has a really good sound. And so I'm usually playing music from that. So, but I just keep it there when I'm not using it. Some cool Steelbooks to call out. So let's see. What are some of the rare ones here? Obviously, you have... Where is it? I just saw it. There's a weird Game Pass one here that was only given away at like Xbox stores or Microsoft stores, which was kind of interesting. Obviously, I had to get the Elden Ring ones. There's the Collector's Edition one, but then also the, is it Godfrey? I always get the G's mixed up in the game. You've got the matching Steelbooks for the games. I tried to match them up to the helmets. And then over here, you probably have a few more of the rarer ones that are on this wall anyway. For instance, right here is Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, which was only given to backers of Warhorse Studios when they first started working on Kingdom Come Deliverance. Of course, you have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 there, one of the greatest games of all time now. Along with, you know, other things. You have the old Gears 2 at the bottom there. Resident Evil, all the way up through Resident Evil Requiem there, one of the newer ones. So just some fun stuff. I really like this wall. I like the way it came out, and I like the way the shelf works with it. So there, we're not going to get into it. That's actually my gym. I actually have some gaming stuff in there. I have the standees of Marcus Phoenix and Master Chief and a few other things, but you know, we're not going to get into that today. Over here, I call my Witcher 3 wall. So Witcher 3, one of my favorite games of all time. I think one of the greatest games of all time, if not the greatest game of all time. And so I became a huge Witcher fan. And so starting at the bottom here, you have the Witcher 3 Collector's Edition box. You have the Dark Horse Leshen figure, extremely rare and extremely fragile. Many of these broke in the original box. And so to get one in the box that's not broken is very expensive nowadays. You have a Dark Horse Geralt statue here, along with what's his name, Aroden, from Dark Horse as well. And you'll see around the room there are, you know, multiple kind of Witcher Dark Horse statues and stuff around too. So I can't talk about literally every single piece down here because we'll be here all day. So if I move a little quickly, or you have questions about something in particular, let me know. Right here you will see the original Prime 1 run of Witcher 3. So starting with Geralt, then Yennefer, then Triss, and Ciri. These are all 1 to 4, pretty sought after nowadays. They're really nice pieces, and I'm sure if you follow the channel, you've seen my unboxings of all of those, but that is where they sit as a collection. And then above them, you'll see that we have a Witcher 3 print that I just liked. It's kind of like a play on the original artwork of Geralt standing there looking off. This is a Cook and Becker print of Trish doing her famous spell. And again, I told you many of these things are rare and collectible, so you can see at the bottom. I don't know if I can zoom in there, but it's number 4 of 100. And Cook and Becker is one of my favorite places for artwork. They do a lot of rare stuff like that. And then, of course, there's just a cool little poster of all the different creatures and monsters in the Witcher universe there. Not all of them, obviously, but a bunch of them that I really like. So that is the bulk of my Witcher 3 collection, if you will, for the major things anyway. So a lot more to go through in the room. Like I said, we can be here a little while. So just in this corner here, this is a little storage area underneath the steps as you come down. I have a collection of gaming hoodies, so you can see the finals there, one of the games I talk about often and play a ton. The Diablo 4, Halo, a bunch of different hoodies there I wear on different occasions. Above that right here, you have Ellie's backpack from Last of Us 2, which I really liked from the Special Collector's Edition. I actually use that and wear that to gaming events sometimes. Below that, you actually have Raz's bag from Psychonauts 2. That is a rare thing that Double Fine only gave away to certain creators and for certain charity events. So I got that from a good buddy, Sean Capri, over at Xbox Drive. And yeah, he hooked me up with that, which is really cool because I adore Psychonauts. You can see I still got my Summer Game Fest bag sitting there. I haven't even sorted everything out yet. And then shout out to good buddies. You'll see a couple things around the room from RKG. That's a Make Souls Dark Again hat. Sadly, with the state of the country here in the US, can't really wear that hat, which sucks. But, you know, always support RKG. Couple cool prints here. Uncharted, I'm a big fan of. So that's a 10-year collection. Obviously, it's old now, of Uncharted. Right next to it, 30 years of rare print that I got quite a while ago as well. You'll kind of see a mix of newer and older stuff as we go through. Good old Artorias, one of my newer statues actually. Statues have really kind of dried up. If you follow me, you notice that, you know, they've really been affected by the stuff going on in the world, the tariffs, the state of the industry, shipping, all that stuff. So they've really, really dried up. I haven't gotten many new ones lately, but that is one of the newer ones, one I wanted for a long time. So it's very cool. Board games on there, Witcher 3, or Witcher Old World, I should say, and the Dark Souls board game. Sadly, we don't get into those too much just because, you know, they take a lot of time and you need people and it's a big commitment. So why don't we move over here? So this is main kind of gaming and theater area where I spend a lot of my time, my wife and I, watching movies and playing games on console. So kind of got the modular couch. You can move it around as necessary in pieces and create whatever you want to do to get comfortable. Obviously, you have the Master Chief pillows. You'll see Chief all over this room. It's just how we do it. And, you know, I've kind of framed this picture up before just because it's really symmetrical, which makes me happy. So I'm a big home theater guy too. Not super extensive because you can kind of go crazy with it. But as you can see, it's a smaller area. It's very insulated. And so I went with a 5.1.2 setup. So you have the kind of 3D speakers above. You have the 5.1, excuse me, the fronts, the surrounds, and of course the Sue subwoofer in the lower left there. And it's a fully matched Dolly speaker set, which is really nice. In the lower right there is my receiver. It's a Denon 8500 HA, which means it has the HDMI 2.1 support for 4K 120 or 8K 60. And so, you know, on my PS5 Pro and Series X, you can play Halo, you can play, you know, whatever other games I feel like playing at 120 FPS at 4K, and it's fully supported. You also see my Switch 2 there with kind of a Super Nintendo case on it and just some other home theater stuff. In front of the TV, you've got a whole bunch of other collectibles from Cyberpunk and Witcher, along with a few other things. All 4 Steelbooks there from Cyberpunk that you could buy at launch. You know, just some really, really interesting things that I really liked. The whole Dark Horse collection, of course, of Witcher figures as well. So, sorry, it's also matched to an 80-inch, LG G series, excuse me, Gallery Series OLED. So it's the picture, the sound, everything is really, really nice when you're playing games or watching movies down here. So you've got PS5 Pro, Xbox Series X with the Starfield wrap on it. You got PlayStation Portal, Switch 2, PSVR 2. Damn it, Sony, what have you done with PSVR 2? And I won't even start on the physical games, otherwise I'll go on a rant. You've got some other prints here. These prints on the right, obviously I'm a huge FromSoft and Elden Ring fan, so you see Ronnie, and you see another area that I'm forgetting the name of as we speak, but those are both Cook and Becker prints as well, and along with the Halo Wars 2 prints that have been up for some time, and a map from Cuphead, one of my other favorite games. And then you have a 1-3 Sub-Zero. I've had that statue for many, many years now. It is huge. It's like 2.5 feet tall, and you know, blood and everything. Really, really cool. You've got Halo Infinite statue there, along with the matching Mondo print, a limited edition they made some years ago. You've got the other Halo Wars 2 print, and of course you've got the World Championship HCS print that I got while I was there a few years back. Really, really miss HCS. I wish they would have sorted it out a little better for these next few years, but I won't go on my Halo rant either. A couple other cool things. Obviously, I've got my, you know, custom controllers, so Razors and Switch 2 Pro. I was actually just talking with our good friend Luke Lore of our expansion pass about The Last Ronin. I had actually never read it, so I just picked that up. Still need to read it. And you've got some cool coasters from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, directly from Warhorse Studios there as well. So this is where I spend a lot of time, just vegging, watching RKG or YouTube or friends' podcasts and shows, whatever the hell it may be. But it's a great, great comfortable area to hang out and a great place to game. So as we get into more of the collectibles and especially the statues, kind of what you'll see is, versus last time, is I've really tried to reframe the room, and I didn't realize how much the room had changed since we last did this video. But it is, I've really tried to frame it up as more higher end collectibles and more of like a tribute to all the franchises I love, versus just having like collector's editions and pop figures, which are a lot more common. So I always say I'm very fortunate to be in a place I am. So I've just kind of accentuated the room in that vein. The same goes for the prints. A lot of the prints are, like I said, rare Cook and Becker type things. And so we will go through them. But as I zoom around the room, you're probably thinking to yourself, what in the living hell is that gigantic orb right there? And so I'll just talk about that right now. So last Christmas, I told my wife, you know, I don't really, there's not a lot of things I want. I like video games, I like cars, and you know, I have a lot of both. So there's not much I really want, and I'm not, you know, I'm not greedy in that sense. So I told her that I wanted a gigantic, like beanbag love sack, like high quality one. And so she came through. She got quite literally the duo gigantic love sack, which is what this is. And so I left it out just as kind of a laugh for this video. I usually store it in the room back there. But essentially what I can do is you just roll it over. You can move the modular couch out of the way, and I just plant myself in front of the TV and veg out and game. But it is super comfortable. Highly recommended if you're looking for something like that. It's like memory foam and everything, so it's awesome. Anyway, let's get back to it. So, oh yeah, you can see kind of the speakers I mounted on the pole there, all the wiring, the 3D speakers, and then, you know, swinging around over to this one as well, which we'll get to in just a minute. I got the little alcove here, or alcove, if you will, we get into some of the Elden Ring and Dark Souls stuff. So you've got the Erd Tree print, again, Cook and Becker there, really nice print there. That's number 56 out of 200. Then you've got this famous Pontiff statue from Souls 3. So if you know anything about this, or you have watched my videos, you know this is one of the most disastrous statues I've ever owned. This is actually the second one. They had to replace all of them because the production quality was so poor. It does kind of light up. It's not going to show very well in the bright light that I have on right now, but at night it's really, really cool. And so it's still not the highest quality, but it is a very, very cool piece in terms of sitting there, and it's huge, as you can see. So very heavy, very large, and so it kind of takes up that spot on the wall. Got a good old Turtle Pope there. He's always hanging out. You know, I like plushes from games. You'll see a bunch of those around. A couple other Dark Souls pieces. So you have the knight on the right, obviously the classic kind of bonfire pose. I got that one a little more recently. And then of course Solaire and classic Praise the Sun. One of my favorite smaller pieces, but he's always hanging out, you know. So, all right, let's move over here. So I'll start with this rack. And so starting top down, one you probably saw in the former video I've had for a very long time now is the Titanfall 1 Collector's Edition statue. Love that piece, have always loved it. It's always had a place in the game room. And so there it is, and it sits up and top and kind of looking down, which is fun. Two of my first statues right here. So that's Raiden, of course, from Mortal Kombat 1, Sagat from Street Fighter 2, and those are two of the first 1-4 statues I ever bought, and I still have them displayed just because I still love them, and it's kind of fun memory of, you know, how long I've actually been collecting. It's been a long time now. Over on the right, you have Needle Knight Lita from Shadow of the Erdtree from Elden Ring. Now, this is a lesser known company. It actually came from China, but they don't do there's not a lot of places you can get Elden Ring statues from some of the prime companies you see here in the US. And so I started kind of experimenting with a couple to see like what the quality is. And honestly, you can watch my video on this one, of course, but it's a really, really nice piece, and it wasn't even nearly as expensive as some of the other kind of major names. So really like that statue, and it's my favorite kind of armor set and sword in the game, so that's why I wanted to make sure I had it. A couple other small pieces, some of the older ones. So you've got you know, Johnson ODST and the Halo CE kind of pop box they sold a few years back. This is the rare collector's edition For Honor that comes with the 3 metal helmets. The collector's edition you bought at GameStop was different. It came with a statue. This one came directly from Ubisoft, and it's the more sought after one. It also comes with like a box and a print and everything, but I just leave that out. I'm not even a gigantic For Honor fan. I just really like the statue, the helmets, and you know, it being something unique, if you will. Couple Last of Us and PlayStation things here. So you got the Steelbook for Last of Us Part 1 Remake, the other alternate Steelbook as well, or maybe I think that's 2 actually, because I think Abby's on the back. Yep, so that's Last of Us 2. We won't look at Abby any more than that. This is the 500 million edition PlayStation 4 Pro. I really love the translucent blue and the nature of that console, so I keep that one displayed. It also has PT on it, which is, you know, kind of sought after. The collector's edition statue, and then you got some Fallout stuff on the bottom here. The one-to-one helmet that I couldn't fit on the other shelf. You've got the Pip-Boy, and of course the old lunchbox from Fallout 3. Before we move on, you can see there's my cat Darwin. He's, you know, most people who follow me know Paul, my dog, my younger dog. Darwin is my old man cat, 15 years old, and that's pretty much where he lives most of the time. So, all right, one of the Halo shelves. So, starting at the top, you have one of the more recent statues. You'll notice he's missing his right arm. You'll see that in a minute. It's because it kind of fell off the magnet while up top here, and naturally had to hit something hard under it, and it broke. So I'm in the process of fixing that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, him kind of sitting up top and slamming into the ground. It kind of works with the room. So that's a neat piece. I put a little flood here on the speaker. You have the classic Halo 3 Collector's Edition, along with a very old from Bungie Halo 2 print that I've kept in the plastic ever since. Another limited edition thing. I think they only made 200 or 500 of those, whatever the heck it is. And then you also have the old Halo 3 Cortana statue. Again, very hard to find, especially in the box in good condition. So I keep that displayed, but it's very careful. I don't keep a lot of things around it, as you can see. I also met Jeff Stitzer, earlier this year at Comic-Con, the voice of multiplayer in Halo. And then, of course, at Halo Worlds, I had the pleasure of meeting Steve Downs and Jen Taylor. So I've met kind of all the 3 people you want to meet as the main actors. I've been close to Keith David as Arbiter. I have not actually talked to him. I wish I did. Maybe one day. The classic 1-to-4 sideshow Chief there. I think that's one of the first statues, maybe the first statue outside of comics that I ever owned, and one of my favorites still. So that's posed up. You have the Halo Elite Controller. You have the new Halo Campaign Evolved Collector's Edition. You have the Halo Series X, and I have every Halo console generally below that here as well. So you've got starting at the bottom, you've got the green translucent original OG. You've got Halo 3, you've got Halo Reach, you've got Halo 4, Halo 5, and the Series X. And yeah, they're all complete. I have all the controllers and boxes and cables and everything else. You'll also notice I have the extra controllers for Halo 3 there, the ones that were sold outside of the console, along with the ones that come with the console. So another neat little statue down here, and this is, I forget the damn name of the guy now, but it's Chief versus the general, if you will, not Atriox, but the other guy that you fight in Infinite. That's a fun one. I'm trying to find a better place to put that. It just, you know, right now I don't have it. And then this energy sword is one of the ones that is going to be hung up here, kind of behind Cortana. I just didn't get to it yet. So anyway, that is most of the Halo stuff there. So let me back up a little bit. And here is where you see me host Bitcast. I also do some work here, generally my workstation, and it's the alcove where a lot of my big statues are, as you can see. So we will go through them. Above, yeah, it's just some old stuff. A Destiny Ghost, you have Windjammers, you have a PUBG frying pan, you have the Gears 3 cleaver. You know, just things I hung up over the years. My work desk, it's, you know, shout out to Seattle Built who made that PC for me. And then it's a dual monitor setup. I have the 34-inch ultra-wide Alienware OLED along with a 32-inch kind of square monitor, not square, excuse me, but you know what I mean, standard monitor that I use for my kind of competitive gaming. It's a 360 hertz monitor. So that's the one I'm playing competitive shooters on, and I'm typically playing single player on my ultra-wide. Shout out to Razer, of course. I did a review on their chair that you can see on the channel if you want to. And then I've also done impressions of these kind of peripherals. That's the EPOMaker keyboard and click mouse. So you can check those out as well. But let's get into the big statue. So this is, I think, the biggest statue I own. It has to be, right? Is Doomslayer. This thing is massive. And so let me give you an example of just how big this is, because people generally don't understand. I'll see if I can kind of swing the camera around here, but it is huge. It is a 1-to-3 statue. It is about, I think, an 80 to 100 pound statue, and it's, God, 3.5 feet, something like that, from top of the shotgun there to the base. It really, you can't really see the scale of it unless you see it in person. It's massive, but it's amazing, and one of my favorite pieces that I own. Underneath, you just have the Halo 5 Collector's Edition with Lock and Chief. I just kept that there. It just kind of fits well, if you will. Underneath in here is some of my Gears stuff, and shout out to Gears, obviously coming back here soon. But you have the Gears 4 and Gears 5 limited edition Xbox 360s, Xbox Ones. You have the controllers and some custom controllers that you could buy separate from the consoles as well. You have Marcus from the Gears 3 Collector's Edition. You have his son from the Gears 4 Collector's Edition. And then that there is a very, very rare Boomer statue. Again, one of the early pieces I got. They only made 85 of them in that variant, and it's incredibly hard to find. So it's also made of metal instead of resin like a lot of statues. So very, very neat piece. All right, this wall is a little annoying to me. You can see I have a picture on the floor there from Elden Ring. I have a, you can see I'm very big about framing things. These pictures don't line up at all, so you have to forgive me. Again, this is why I get weird about not doing the video on time, because I'm constantly changing things. But you have a Diablo 4 print from launch there. This is Sanctuary, a Cook & Becker print again. And as you can see, they only made 50 of those from Cook & Becker from Diablo. And then you have the Forsaken Cainhurst Castle. This is an official print from Bloodborne from PlayStation, which they only made 300 of as well. So these are all limited prints. I originally had this set up as kind of a Diablo section right here, and that's why you see some of the Diablo stuff, and I'm just kind of moving things around. So, all right, next statue over is Nathan Drake. This is one I did a video on more recently. Really cool statue. It's obviously from Uncharted 4, and him kind of hanging off with, you know, the decomposing skeleton in the jail cell. Really, really neat piece, and I just really always enjoyed the Uncharted games, so had to get that one. This is Eileen from Bloodborne. So you could get the Hunter from Bloodborne, but because the Hunter is like a nondescript character, I'm not a big fan of those, so I decided to get Eileen instead because she's just so freaking badass, to be quite frank. So really cool piece there as well. It actually normally has kind of like plastic grass and stuff shooting out around her feet and stuff. I had to take it off because my cat found it and started chewing on it. And so I had to take all those little pieces out. But again, really, really cool piece with flowing cape, and you can change out the weapon in her hand and everything. It's really neat. Just a couple things up on the shelf here you'll see is there's Thief from Marathon Collector's Edition. The new campaign involved Chief. Got an old Punisher statue. This is probably the last comic book related thing I have down here maybe. And I always love Punisher. Then you got a couple Cuphead things I'll get to in a minute. But for now, more statues. What I think is probably one of the best statues I've ever seen and that I own. This is Nameless King, of course, from Dark Souls 3. And it's not even really that I adore Nameless King so much. It's just that this statue is absolutely incredible. So as you can see, you know, you see the size of my hand. I'm a pretty big guy. This, his javelin sword, basically, is massive. It also lights up. Then you have the dragon head here with amazing painting and detail all the way up through his armor and flowing hair. And then you even have like metal strands on the back here of the dragon that flow all the way to the back. It is just an absolutely incredible, incredible statue. I wish all companies put as much detail into the statues as they did with this one, because it's remarkable. Got to find a place for that Elden Ring print. Again, some things still kind of being worked out. Some more Last of Us. That's the original Last of Us Steelbook from the first game, along with another statue from part 2. Underneath here, you have some Elden Ring stuff. So you've got the Messamere Collector's Edition of Shadow of the Erdtree. You got our good friend Alexander just hanging out. Like I said, I like plushes from games. And then you have the 1-to-1 Moonlight Greatsword from Elden Ring, or most of the From games. And that is a heavy, heavy piece. So it sits on a frame down here, but you can pick it up. You can wall mount it, but it is so heavy. I didn't want to wall mount it. I was afraid something would happen. And so I have it just sitting down here. Two of my other favorite pieces. I think I had these in the video last time because I've owned these for a long time now, are 2 1-to-4 Bioshock statues of Rosie and the Big Daddy, along with some of the little sisters, and they light up as well. I don't even know if the battery's still working in these. Let's see. Sure does. So you can make them red, yellow, green, and again, a lot of these things lights up. His javelin lights up with lightning as well. So at night, if I just want to get crazy, I just turn them all on and it looks pretty wild down here. But these are great pieces. They're very, very well built, very heavy, and I really love those. Moving on, you'll see that I have kind of a PlayStation collection here that I'll talk through. So you have Atreus and Kratos, of course. This is a huge piece. Again, the scale here in the video probably won't do it justice. It takes up the entire base, as you can see, almost as big as Nameless King on this table. And then you have Aloy and Jin from Ghost of Tsushima, and of course Horizon Zero Dawn. Don't mind the camera and picture, that's some stuff for work and other things just sitting there. But these are amazing pieces from Prime 1. They did a really good job with them. The detail on them is fantastic. You can see more in my unboxings if you want to. Underneath, you also have some more Horizon series stuff on the left and the right, both from collector's editions and things that PlayStation sold. And then in the middle, it's just something I keep out because it's a nice reminder of SG, and shout out to our good friend Kyle over at 61 Indie, who, you know, I've worked with on a few things, and he helped me get with the publisher for a game called Anatria. It's a Souls-like that came out a few years ago. I think it's a really good game, and they sent me a PS5 cover, so that's my original launch PS5 with that cover and controller, which is really, really neat. So, fun stuff. You also have the God of War Collector's Edition PS4 Pro and God of War Ragnarok Hammer of Thor there as well. Just, again, more collectible pieces around. And then framing them above are a few more PlayStation things. So on the left and right, you've got Last of Us 2 in both forms from Mondo. You've got the Game Informer 25th anniversary, I believe, or maybe 30th now, of PlayStation in the middle. And then you've got a Horizon and a Ghost of Tsushima limited print from Kuka Becker, which I really, really like. And I put their Steelbooks in the middle there. So just kind of like to frame up the wall that way. I think it's really neat with the statues and the other things around. So obviously you recognize this from where I podcast. So this is where I'm sitting when I'm gaming or doing whatever, podcasting. A couple other prints. You've got an old Halo 4 Master Chief print there. Don't mind this stuff. This is just personal stuff. Big Ted Lasso fan from when I'm working. And then this really, really cool Elden Ring poster, which is a custom fan-made thing, but it looks like a movie poster, and it's just really, really neat. I know the reflection's kind of tough to see there, but you know, it's something really neat that I think is pretty unique. On the other side of the wall here, more Cook and Becker prints. Dark Souls 3, one of my favorite games of all time, right up there with Elden Ring. So I really love the Dancer. I'm sorry for the reflection, but it's a really cool print of the Dancer. They only made 40 of those. That's number 31. Then you have the Bonfire print. They only made 75 of those. And then you have the artwork from the cover of Dark Souls 3, which they only made 40 of those as well. So it's my kind of like little Dark Souls 3 tribute right there. Just a random Halo print of the world. And again, sorry for the reflection. Let me see if I can turn a little bit. You got a couple 3D shadow boxes here I really like. So these are cool. They're like layers of different glass that are then painted on each layer. And then when you look at it, it looks 3D. And I really like the Artivision is the company that do these. So I got a couple Cuphead ones, and I actually have the matching pop figures from the scene in the game on them as well. So they've been there a long time now, but I love that game. And so, you know, I think there's some more Cuphead stuff we'll get to in a second. All right, moving towards the back of the room, you've got my kind of beer and just drink fridge. Not even much beer nowadays, more energy drinks and healthy stuff. Getting old, you know what I mean? This guy just arrived, so Guilty Spark, new plush. I gotta actually hang him from like up here somewhere, so he's kind of dangling above, you know, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. There's the good old arm and sword that broke off of the statue, I said, right over there. So just gotta glue that together. But some more collectible stuff. So you'll see some Cuphead things. You'll see some pins from different events and games and other things I've been to. A few more Steelbooks, collector's editions. I had the pleasure of meeting Roger Clark, who voices Arthur Morgan in Red Dead. And so he signed this for me here. He also signed my Red Dead 2 Steelbook, along with, you know, some of the launch stuff from the game. Another fan-made poster here that made it look like a movie I really liked. I think that was in the last video as well. It's just been in a different spot now. Over here, you'll see RKG. So I've been an RKG patron since day one, since those guys left PTT. And really cool print they did a few years ago that I have framed. I got to meet them in LA at E3 2019. They signed the hat for me. And then surrounding that, I just have hanging are my Extra Life medals. So for any of you that have ever come by any of my streams or Bitcast or super chatted, you know, like I always say, I send most of that money, if not all, to Extra Life to support KC Children's Hospital. So done that for a number of years now, as you can see. I think this is year 8 or 9 that I've been doing that. Let's see, right there, that's the Indiana Jones Collector's Edition. So you'll actually see, if you look closely, you'll see like from out of the movie, there's the red writing and the travel, you know, that he takes through the game. So it's pretty neat. All right, I do like my whiskey and scotch, so I still keep that down here nearby when I need it. You can see the Master Chief decanter there. I think that is a Balvenie Caribbean in the actual decanter, but there's some good scotches here. I went to Glenmorangie when I was in Scotland a couple years ago. I actually visited the distillery, so I have a bunch of those. Oban, Yamazaki, Glengarroch, few others. So went to the battle where they had the Battle of Culloden. Shout out to Stranahan's in Denver, or outside of Denver, I should say, in Colorado. And shout out to my good buddies, the Nerd Chat, who live over that way. A few more collectibles down here. So Starfield Collector's Edition, Doom, obviously Borderlands 3, just, you know, random stuff that I keep on display. I think anyone who's heard me talk on Bitcast has heard me talk about Banjo-Kazooie, big fan. So Mumbo Jumbo statue, Banjo-Kazooie statue, along with the original game and some collectibles from that. There's a few more of those things sitting around as well. Now, in the game collection, I actually started to run out of room, and so a little while ago, I actually reorganized this section. You can see some Blu-rays and movies and stuff there, but most of that's upstairs now. But on the games, anything prior to Xbox 360, outside of the original Xbox there, or PlayStation 4, is now stored away. So the only games I keep down here physically now are from 360 up. And then, as you can see, I mixed in a bunch of random collectibles. So shout out to the now forgotten games of Concord and Anthem. I really liked both of those games for what they were. Obviously, Concord needed work, but I thought it had a lot of potential, which we'll never get to see. Anthem, I don't even want to talk about because it makes me angry. Baldur's Gate 3 Collector's Edition, alongside the Collector's Edition for Metaphor, which is like the book from the game. You know, PlayStation stuff, Horizon Controller, Cuphead, Banjo, Donkey Kong, Master Chief. This is a 1-to-2. They say 1-to-2. It seems small, though, in my opinion. But 1-to-2 of the race car driver's actual Master Chief helmet that he wears racing. I forget his name now. I apologize. The Horizon 6 controller, along with the South of Midnight collector's thing. This is the actual book that they printed from Cook and Becker to match the game. Good old Sigmire just hanging out, you know, sitting there. We got the PlayStation Vita. Shout out to the Vita. Some nice artwork from classic consoles, Xbox One, Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, BioShock, Big Daddy, plush. One of the best games of all time, in my opinion. One of my favorite games of all time, Phantasy Star. It is a classic. I played it when I was super young, of course. That is my original copy from 1988, and yes, it still works. And yes, shockingly, my save still works on the battery. I don't think they're supposed to last anywhere near 40 years, but here we are. Although I haven't tried it in the last year or two, so I say that I may get unlucky. There's all kinds of games mixed in here I don't need to go through, but you know, just more stuff that you can see these need to be reframed. I actually have the frames, I just haven't gotten to them. These are Edge from when Edge did 200 different game covers. I collected a few of them, so I love having like magazines from different eras around the game room as well. And speaking of books and magazines, there's more over here as well, so I'll actually swing this way. I actually just put these up the other day. So these are various Halo CE when they did the remaster 10 years, another Edge cover, and then really this month's Game Informer of Halo campaign involved. I need to fix some of the spacing there, but you know, there you are. Again, I like these Edge kind of special covers. Some Mario along with a little 3D printout of Super Mario World's home world. That's really neat. I had that made for me years ago. I actually forget the name of the company. We're gonna look at it right now. There you go. 8-Bit Boutique. So I don't even know if they are still in business, I'll be honest with you, but I hope they are, and if they are, check them out. You know what I mean? Sorry about the camera work there. You have the collector's edition skateboard from Tony Hawk 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 right there. Here's another Cuphead print. This is an extremely rare one. It was made as a variant to one, and they only made 30 of them. So that's number 16 of 30. Cyberpunk, another classic game in my opinion. It's only gotten better over time, so you have multiple statues there, along with the collector's edition, the Xbox One special edition, the Steelbook, the controller, a bunch of things from Cyberpunk. And this right here is a necklace that was given to me by someone that works at CD Projekt Red that I met in LA. So she heard how big of a fan I was. We just happened to be chatting, and she had that with her from the company and just handed it to me, which was cool. Cyberpunk print. And then looking down here, so you can see a picture of me and Bert, our SG OGs, with the guys from RKG. That's in LA 2019. So real pleasure to meet those guys, and I always shout them out whenever I can. Controller from Xbox supporting being an ally, basically. Some of that went to different charities for LGBT organizations, so I thought that that was good. That was years ago now, but you know, I keep that on display just to, you know, remind people that I'm an ally at all times. You've got some other plushes there. Biomutant, shout out to Biomutant, one of the most underrated games, I think. And then, of course, the plush from Borderlands. From Tiny Tina. You have some other stuff down here. The plush Xbox One controller I got from Xbox directly. Pretty rare. And then along the whole bottom shelf here, you have a whole bunch of hardcover guides and art books. I'm a big fan of art books and guides. I have tons of them, as you can see. There's even more packed away. But yeah, if you're gonna come out with a new game I like and you're gonna have art, give me an art book, hardcover, I'm gonna buy it. Here are some old Halo loot. Remember loot crates? So some old Halo pieces from there that I kept out. I have tons of that stuff stored away, but those are some of the pieces of Noble Team and, of course, Chief, Cortana, Johnson, and Arbiter that I like to keep out. More Halo stuff, as always. Mega Blocks and a Halo collector print I got from Worlds, along with a Halo 2 statue. Down here above this, you have the Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition. It's hard to talk about Hogwarts Legacy at times in the gaming community, just to be clear. She is a horrible person, but you know, it's a hard thing to talk about, but I just want to be clear that you know, it's nothing to do with why I have that. We have an old bobblehead that was made of me back when I used to have hair, I suppose, along with some other collectibles, including Optimus Prime. You have a huge 1:4 Optimus Prime statue here, along with a classic movie poster, and then filming this at a good time, as next month they are bringing back the 40th anniversary celebration in the movie theater for the original movie. So you know I'll be there. I grew up with that, and Transformers always have a special place in my heart. Here you can see another thing that's unfinished right now. So this is the 1:1 Needler 1:1 retro Lancer from Gears 3 and the original Gears 2 Lancer, which I know people have seen in my pictures and videos before from when the game first launched. I'm going to be hanging them somewhere from the ceiling down, but that is easier said than done to make sure they kind of hang properly. They're not too low, the supports the weight, so more to come on those soon. But again, I just want to get the video done. Finally, you have a couple Diablo things. So big Diablo fan, Lilith and Inaria statues from Blizzard. I've been debating ordering the Mephisto statue. Of course, I'd have to find a place for it. You can see I'm out of space right here. But these are beautiful, beautiful pieces. The Inarius one is cool. The Lilith one is amazing. So this is just the bathroom. In the bathroom, we don't need to go into, of course, but I do have framed up artwork from various world maps from different games. So that's Red Dead 2 there. There's Witcher 3, there's Borderlands, there's Kingdom Come Deliverance, there's a bunch of things on the wall in there. But this is essentially what the game room is like nowadays. And so all those statues you see me unboxing, you know, you've kind of seen them throughout the video. They're all in different places. And, you know, I feel very, very fortunate. It's a lot of upkeep. It's a lot of time. It's obviously a lot of money. But it's a really fun place to be. And we're often hanging out down here and playing games, watching movies, like I said, and working as well. So big old love sack here. But otherwise, as always, let me turn this camera around real quick and we'll say goodbye. So there you have it. Updated game room. That took way longer than I expected. I probably talked too much. I apologize. Fast forward as you see fit. But really appreciate all the support over the years. It's been kind of a wild journey. I never thought SG would really get to any sort of size. And it's not that it's big. We know it's not a huge outlet by any stretch of the imagination. But it's a side project and it's fun. And the people at SG are really cool. We've had some really cool experiences. And I just feel very fortunate to continue to curate that and share this love of gaming with everyone I talk to. So as always, if you appreciate this, if you have questions about anything, if I can answer anything for you, you know, please leave a comment, leave a like, or hit that like, whatever the hell you're supposed to say. I'm not very good at promotion. So other than that, thank you as always, and we will see you soon. Join us for Big Cast on Sunday mornings. And we'll talk about all the stuff you just saw. Till then, peace.